Welcome to another presentation in the Quantum Human Summit series. This is expanding your multi-dimensional consciousness. And my guest today is one who already is so aware and in tune with his multi-dimensional consciousness. He is a walk-in with a fascinating story of that walk-in experience and how he totally transformed the body of the person that he walked into. And he has such an astute awareness of the quantum realm and being multidimensionality. Today, we're talking about the alignment and embodiment of your higher self and allowing it to channel through you with ease and fluidity while opening you up to all dimensions that serve and complement you. William, thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello.
Hey, Miss Lauren, how's it going, sweetheart? Is everything jamming as always?
It is always jamming, and we can feel an instant uplift in your energy. So thank you for joining us and sharing your vibration.
Always is truly always an honor and a blast and so much fun. I love where we go and we get to facilitate together and assist big time.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. For those, some may know your story already, and the story of your walk-in experience is so fascinating that I want you to just maybe start there and explain to us your multi-dimensional awareness and how you integrated that into this body that you are in now. You know, when you walked into a body that was extremely overweight, and yet that your energy changed the physical body. That is a fascinating story on its own. But how were you able to maintain your multidimensional awareness in that walk-in process?
Well, when I walked in, it was I was walking not just into the body. I had all the what I call the old will memories, identities, issues, guilt, angers, resentments, blah 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 that he had, which is a big reason why he stepped out. Now, when I stepped in, I had all that stuff to muddle through, dissolve, clear out. And so from there, I knew who everyone's name were, what part they played, but I had no clue. Like there wasn't like all this familial connection, things like that. It was like kind of like a stranger in a strange land. I mean, you're coming in, you know everyone's name, what places, on and on. But then it was also at a point where, okay, you're the wife, okay, you're the brother, the sister, the mom, you're the in-laws, you're the kid, on and on and on. Because I saw their true presence, not their personality, ego personality stuff. Their hang-ups, that came a little bit later, and one thing unfolded after another. But you see, the thing is starting out for a moment with the multidimensionality, from after the surgery, when I came in, to the body starting then to go into shutdown mode, the organs started eating away at themselves, where being in a wheelchair for 2.5 years, the mind just, the conscious and subconscious just imploding upon itself. And then the experimental pain medicine that fried the brain
Wow.
and the temporary blind side and all of that. Well,
Wow.
all of it, I was really interested. I was really curious because, it's like talk about the dark's the dark, the fear is the fear. But there was that breaking point where, I mean, what is there to fear? You drop the body. All right, it is what it is. The mind's gone. So I'd say hello, 10 plus times without even realizing I said it once. So it started to unfold into a state, Lauren, where it was like, where it was really reaching a point where, you know what? What is there to truly hold on to and why? Okay, I dropped the body. And if I dropped the body, okay, it was a fun journey temporarily. And then I just play elsewhere. I mean, not a big deal.
So did you almost feel like a, a wheelchair for 2.5 years, being temporary blinded, going through such a physical demise? Did you feel like stepping out?
Well, it occurred, yeah. And it was like, okay, well, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? So I shifted my perception and I started looking at it differently, such as, if this pain was normal, if this wheelchair was normal, if having temporary blind sight was normal, like something, what I would say, well, this is normal, it's our day to day, whatever. So I shifted my perception around it and working with a lot with Sananda at that time, um, to where if this was normal, would it really be such a big deal? The pain going beyond like tightening up, ooh, ouch, and the extremity of it, the extremes of it, I started playing with it. So if this sensation was normal, it'd be no different than having an arm or a leg, a finger, an eyeball, an ear, hair. So if this was normal, would it really be such a big deal? And when I started playing with that, what started happening is the instantaneous, even primal levels of hold on, tighten up, grasp, it started to melt away because it was like, well, if this is the worst thing that happened, I'm doing pretty darn well. Now, shifting it into, okay, rather than all the stuff I couldn't do, okay, well, yeah, I can't run a marathon. My legs aren't working and too much pain anyways. I can't go scuba diving because anything touching the hair of the legs would be excruciating. So, okay, I can't do that. But what can I do?
Uh,
Started to shift rather than going into martyrdom, what was me, blah, 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 into turning it more into an adventure. Today, I everything's like on fire. Not much I can do about that. So I don't wear pants. I don't do things that are going to make the sensation more intense. So I shifted trajectory. So, well, what I can do is explore and change the fuel system in my handicap van. That's something I can do. I can sit here, watch the birds, listen to the birds. Okay, that's something I can do. Okay, well, I can explore the sensation. That was actually when I had my first Starbucks coffee, which happened to be a cafe, a caramel latte, caramel latte, and it was like, well, that is interesting. It was interesting sensations. I had never had coffee. Neither the old Will never had coffee. So I was like, okay, well, how do I enjoy it? Yay or nay? And then, yeah, it was a caramel macchiato. And so from there, I was like, okay, well, that was interesting. So I wonder, after a while, I wonder what else was available. Now, from there, one thing led to another again, because it was no longer coming from what didn't work. And I'm not playing with positive thinking on and on and on, because ideally, I would encourage you not to think. That's where you get in trouble, because they're both polarized, positive or negative. You're still stuck in the loop. One has a different feeling, sensation to it, but you're still stuck in the emotional loop. Now, from here, so I started playing with, okay, I wonder what it would be like to experience, being at the Stater Brothers grocery store first thing in the morning in my wheelchair because I couldn't walk and I couldn't sleep. So, okay, I'd be the first one there to go in, roll into the store, buy a donut or something, and give it to the old Will family monad, a dozen or whatever, because at that point I couldn't really eat or drink. The flap in the stomach kept closing. So it's like, well, let's try something new. Let's try something different. So I did that. I did grocery shopping, but assisted with that. wheeled it home in the back of my chair to where that was something I could do. I could wheel myself around the block. Now, it wasn't like, woe is me, everyone can run, walk, blah, blah, blah. I can't. No, it turned into a different, whole different shifting into, okay, if I'm here, you know, I'm going to make the best of it as if today was the first day of my life and the last day of my life. So, no desperation. It was interesting, kind of eerie in some ways, just how peaceful it was. It was like, okay, is it the calm before the storm, before the checking out? But it was more the experience. So it was a shift in not because I was at that point, I was even given like eight different death sentences. Okay, there's nothing more we can do for you. The last two things you're going to go are the heart and lungs. And sure enough, the heart, had cardiac arrest a few times, became really good friends with the firemen and paramedics that were around the block. So I went from there to things I could do that were actually beneficial, things I could do that added something to my life stream.
Wow.
Through the experience, I could wheel across the street, sit in the park, watch the birds, watch the hawks, or watch the grass grow. And it was kind of interesting to really watch the grass grow, because it was something to look at, even look forward to, and experience. Now, I give you, it's not wasn't exactly a 9 to 5 job. It was and it wasn't. I wasn't getting paid, but it was like, okay. And that took a little bit of, I guess I would say, I don't want to make it sound like tunnel vision focus, but yeah, it took some work to not identify with the sensations going on in the body when it is excruciating just to move a muscle, much less any movement at all, upper body or lower body. So that's when I started turning it into that game, because I call it a game because it's like game sounds a lot more fun than tediousness, self-discipline, and all those harsh, painful things. It wasn't about retraining myself. It wasn't about, well, let's see the leprechauns in the trees. At that point, it's like, who cares? Right now, okay, what is it that I can explore, experience, observe? Uh, One thing led to another, with sitting by a pool in my wheelchair for some odd reason, given the job to watch after these kids. And one went underwater and didn't know how to swim and didn't know how to come up. It was like a 6 or 8 inches below water. I was looking at their face. So what could I do? I could wheel into the pool, hold the kid above water. There was no other hypothetical adults around. It was a gated pool. And it was like, okay, well, one of two things are going to happen. My body's not going to come up, but I knew one thing for sure, the kid was going to be able to breathe. And from that selfless act, not like goodwill, bad will, it wasn't about that. It was like automatic pilot. My body was laying on the bottom. I was looking up. I was holding the kid's physicality up above water. And lo and behold, someone had jumped over the fence, jumped in, grabbed the kid, then eventually grabbed my body. But it's that unknowingness, but selflessness. And okay, if this is all she wrote, well, you know, bon voyage, 23 leagues under the sea kind of thing. So, but the most important part that I found, Lauren, was that there was no me to contemplate. So it wasn't about a will. It wasn't about watch Will do whatever. There was no will involved.
No ego will, no person.
No, totally none. None of that existed. And that was the beginning of what I would call surrendering to the rest of myself.
Wow.
Many are taught to, well, fight the cancer, fight the issue, fight the symptomology. Well, that's the first way to feed the ego to symptomology and the cancer. Because now you're actually feeding toxins with toxins, and that's not going to work out so hot for you. It's like trying to fight the water for oxygen, which still is kind of puzzling to me because every particle of water has oxygenation within it. But then again, the body doesn't breathe that in, it breathes in the air. So it's just kind of interesting. Uh, and so from there, that was really the major part of the dying away of the perception of the false ego. So then at that moment, nothing else mattered except is the kid getting oxygen. Now, there's no rescuer, there's no whatever involved, none of those labels. It's what you do without your filters as automatic pilot. Now, many will take that, well, it's martyrdom, blah, blah, blah. Well, actually, that didn't exist. Martyrdom's when you're wanting attention. That was more about holding the body above water and not knowing if anyone out of the blue would come in the fence, jump the fence. The only thing that mattered was the kid was breathing. When I say surrender, it wasn't sacrifice. I mean, it's not like I was like, you know, like a number 10 on the G.I. Joe scale of male structures at that time. There was nothing to lose, is my point, except the dying away of the ego, of the idea of a me, me, me. There was no sacrifice. It wasn't sacrificial. It was doing what was necessary when it was necessary to be done. It was a real test. All right, universe, you're in charge, man.
Yeah.
So if this happens, it happens. So be it. I move on.
Fearless.
Yeah, totally.
So in the moment.
Yeah, fear didn't even exist. It was there it is. You take care of it, you're done with it, and you move on. If the body left the planet, the body left the planet. None of that was even a contemplation in the moment. Then the oddest thing was after that, over the next several weeks and months, the body started to take a turn.
Grace.
Yeah.
Gifted with grace.
An infinite, unconditional love, which is your natural state. It is your natural state until you've been taught all this other stuff, bought into all this stuff, other stuff, identified with all this other stuff that now, okay, there's that moment of pause. Everything's going to stop and I'm going to think it through. Blah, blah, blah. Well, the kid would have drowned.
Mhm.
So, what happens when you go beyond the mind? The mind's your friend, the body's your friend. But what happens when you go beyond the ego structures of the me, me, me? I would hope that everyone would have done that. Just getting rid of the, yeah, but well, I just washed my hair and I'm waiting for it to dry. I don't want to get it wet. It's like, seriously? It was a gift of the heart, not carnivorousness in survival.
And it seems, and so it's miraculous. I sense angels or a miracle there. Truly,
Totally, without a shadow of a doubt, big time.
yeah, uh your presence, it was almost an embodiment. You were
Mhm.
embodied. You allowed the new will, soul, to embody, and angels came in and helped the other person see and come in and
Yeah,
assist.
they sent the message. The person caught the message, and hey, I'll go check on the kids out of nowhere.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Talk about this, what I mean by divine order. Did I know that was going to happen? No. But that's kind of the key here.
And then your life turned around. The physical body started healing.
rebuilding, regenerating, because it was the epitome of giving everything. My soul, my life, my work, my wealth, my mind, my body, my world to my higher levels. Once again, not sacrifice. It because I kind of chuckle with it, Lauren, because you're taught to hold on to this, you're taught to protect this, you're taught to get security for that, blah, blah, blah. But and that's where I call it like just swimming around the little kiddie pool in comparison to yourself. Because
Yeah,
from here, it's like you just let go of the limits and let yourself have everything.
that is so beautiful. And so here you are today. How long ago was that, if I may ask?
That would have been, yeah, right about the 2000 marker,
Okay.
year 2000.
Wow. Here we are, almost 25 years later.
Yeah,
And you are in perfect health and you have a beautiful life and you
yeah,
are a teacher of consciousness
yeah,
and have no fear. And so,
no,
and this is the first time you've been, let me get this straight. Is this the first time you've been here in Earth?
yeah,
Time to Earth. Is it the first time in a human body
yeah,
and a human body?
yeah,
And so when you walked into a dysfunctional human body, you felt
mhm,
pain, you did
total.
the perspective. That's so mature. That's
Well,
so, because the body, the old will, had the programs and the wiring already set up that this hurts, it's wrong.
yeah,
And but you came in and dealt with it, shifted the
yeah,
perspective.
yeah, and purified the body and cleared out the cellular memories, the Akashic record realms, all the stuff that I was handed via agreement in 96, December 20th, when I knew I knew what I was signing up for, which was to clear out all the old will debris so he could make a full transition. So when he left, he was able to go beyond the astral planes to eventually make a full transition. And I took on all of his karmic vows, contracts, and agreements, all of his familial stuff, soul group stuff, on and on and on, via agreement. Number one, to show you it can be done. Number two, this goes for everyone. I'm no different than you. I mean, you cut my body, it's going to leak. You break my arm, the bone's going to regenerate. But yeah, what is. And emotions are emotions, on and on and on. But there, that's where I really want to bridge the gap that it's not like I got the easy street. I would say anything but. I would say I'd probably had 20 times more than anyone on the planet of debris to clear out. God issues from religion to blah, blah, blah. The body did become 425 pounds because it was hungry. There was a lot of different reasons. Now, my point is that you can too go the same place and beyond because it is you as you inside, even exponentially, that's collapsing all these veils within you, through you, that keeps you separate from you. And where you're watching it all die off, dissolve, burn away, but at the same time, trying to live in this falsivity of a comfort zone. And comfort zones, it's all fine and dandy to a certain degree, but comfort zones start to become very uncomfortable because they start to become like a sarcophagus after a while.
Yes. Wow. So this is why your mission on this planet and what we're going to talk about today is the alignment and embodiment of our higher self.
Yeah.
That you allowed that to happen. And I would say that you are embodied in your higher self. Your higher self is embodied. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no more triggers, there's no more fears
Yeah.
that you have, and
Mm-mm.
you have surrendered. And when you did that, your whole life changed. Your whole
Yeah.
life, health,
Yeah.
wealth, family, everything changed.
Totally. Even the way the body functions.
Yes. That right. You are a medical science miracle. Do
Yeah.
your doctors recognize that? Did the
They
doctors?
have. They have. I was really surprised, Lauren, that the pain specialist I worked with for several years trying to diminish some of the symptomologies of pain, which never worked, from a pain pump that went into a pouch they built next to my stomach, inside my body. And he, believe it or not, which it was a shock to me too. I walked one day after everything that being told there's no hope, we're gonna now it's just turning into an experiment. I walked into the office one day and the little Indian fellow, I say Indian because I've never seen that skin tone turn so red in my life, just with rage. He was enraged, flipping out, freaking out, angry that, okay, well, you can do this, that, and that if you want to, but I'm a scientist. I'll always be a scientist. It threatened his ego's very form of existence.
Wow.
And he was totally enraged. The last time I saw him was right when I was going into surgery to have the pain pump taken out. And he was still just as enraged, angry, because it threatened all of his ego perceptions as a scientist. It's impossible, and you can do this and do that if you want to, but I'm a scientist, and this is not possible. Da, 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 da. But you can't deny the facts that are standing right in front of you. And he wasn't happy when I asked, and I shared, okay, now it's time to take the pain pump out. He said, well, let's wait 6 months because I know it's going to come back. Okay, I'll give you 6 months. And then he was still really enraged all that time
Wow.
that it was beyond his ego level scientist uh, identities, that it was totally, what he was watching is totally impossible, but yet the ego cannot deny it because it's standing right there.
Somehow I sense you changed his life.
Oh, oddly enough, about a year later, he started referring patients to
Dude,
me. Yeah.
oh,
Well, I've still never talked to him again, but he started referring patients that he couldn't figure anything out with to
see,
help.
I get God bumps with that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Which is kind of amazing, isn't it?
It's so beautiful. It really is. And so, for anyone watching and listening that's going through something like this, a challenge in any way, whatever that challenge is, if it's health or wealth or frustration in our planet, things with the environment, whatever it is, it's a surrender. We come back to that word surrender.
Yeah.
And so this is going to move us into the part of the presentation where I would love you to lead us on an activation to align and embody our higher self and amplify dimensional portal awakenings within us.
Hmm.
But it really is this surrender. It's getting out of the mind,
Hmm.
really fully allowing the heart to take over. That selfless act that you did in the swimming pool
Yeah.
was your heart and your higher self taking action, regardless of the outcome.
Yeah. And it wasn't about free will, lack of, none of that even existed in that moment. It was, there we are, jump, roll in, hold them above water, not a contemplation. It was like automatic. And this is where we get into being that clear and perfect channel or conduit of divine love and truth that you are. What do we have when we have nothing to hold on to?
Feel into that. I
Me
feel like crying of pure love when I hear that.
too. Me too. Because now you're really playing with something that is true love. not conditional, not I love you if, or I love you until, not until something better comes along. It's true love, true embracement.
And can we do this with all things,
Everything and
all
everyone.
and everyone?
Yeah.
See, that gives me such hope,
Hmm.
humanity. And an awakening is one heart at a time.
Hmm.
And that is your mission right now, to assist hearts one heart at a time to
Yeah,
come this, to become
exactly.
accurately aware of this.
That's why I do one-on-ones. It's not because that's how business goes. To me, it's not about business. It's about you individually that matter.
Mm.
The universe doesn't look at all of brother humanity. It sees one dear one at a time and takes you one dear one at a time, addresses you one dear one at a time. The universe is standing here saying, look, you matter because without you, there would be no whole.
Feeling into that again. And I truly hope that everyone listening and watching can feel their vibration shift. This conversation is an activation of its own,
Exactly. That's
because
my point right now. But
yes. And so when we move, we will do an activation, because where you take us is so beautiful. But I just hope, and I know, I trust people are feeling this,
yeah.
are embodied because of it. And so more purification is needed. Purification, mostly of thought forms, mostly of our ego. And
Hmm.
we have to really, this is the indigenous folks of Latin America, South America, that statue of holding the head in the hands, where we
Hmm.
literally lose our mind. We have to get rid of the head just to
Exactly.
presence.
Yeah. And it's kind of interesting, Lauren, because it's like right now, you're being activated from the inside out. Your higher levels are kicking in to clear out the stuff from within you that have kept you from feeling, receiving, experiencing that love that you are. It's happening from the outside with you and I right now as activators, facilitators that are also coming closer. So that veil between you, called the ego mind, the ego, the emotions, the mental bodies, pain bodies, subtle bodies, are all being purified and merged within your light body from the outside in and from the inside out. This has nothing to do with what you eat or what you don't eat. This has to do with you. And as you. That was interesting. Fireworks.
That was really cool. What just happened there? You had
I
fire.
have I have no idea. I didn't hit any buttons. My hands are up here.
Oh,
I have no clue.
wow, that was so cool. People, listen, that was not planned. That was a miracle. And
Oh,
it's wow.
yeah. Well, that was impressive. Whoever wherever that came from. Talk about once again divine order and intervention.
Yes, and
Just
then
makes-
activation. Woo!
Yeah,
Fire.
big time. That's the ego poof, and you coming in big time. And you see, because when we go here, Lauren, it's like there's no bounds, there's no barriers. That's why even on our website, it's like there's no limit to what can and will take place because you are you and you're that important. There would be no whole without you. And I really want you to feel how priceless you are. Not because of what you do, not because of what you don't do, not because of what you believe, see, think, blah, blah, blah. None of that matters. It's because of you as you. I mean, why change one belief to start another belief that you have to clear 3 months from now to expand further? What about if we just go direct and chuck it all out the window and say, show me? I use words like I choose to know the truth. The truth isn't pretty, it's not ugly. It's only the truth. What you do with it from there is up to you.
Yeah. Okay. I hope people write that down. There would be no whole without you.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful phrase, sticky note. There
Yeah.
would be no whole without you.
Yeah.
I just feel like crying out of love for that because your love matters. You matter. Everyone matters. Each person
If we
matters.
skip all the roles, all the this, that, and the other, we just cut all of it out and go direct. Feel how priceless you are because you are. You're unreplaceable. It's impossible. Isn't that amazing?
And super comforting, just like being held and feeling seen, um, feeling heard, feeling, what's the word? Feeling here, feeling like we have a right, like feeling here, feeling
Yeah.
present, feeling here.
Yeah.
Mm, there's something, okay, so many of us who've been here on Earth have incarnated many times, and some I can sense are going around and around and around on this reincarnation cycle. And many of us, if not all of us watching this, are stepping up to say, this is it. We really want to ascend. We want to be even more whole. We want to graduate from the earth plane. And so that requires doing the soul work.
Yeah.
And so when we incarnate and there's soul fragments, let's
Hmm.
think about the soul fragments and how we make that whole again.
Yeah. So right now, let's all just take a deep breath, close your eyes, focus your eyes towards either towards your nose or towards your third eye. Just lay back, sit back in your chair. Just take a nice, slow, deep breath. Start with your mouth. Feel the oxygenation. The particles of light come in through your mouth, through your throat, all the way down through your solar plexus. Hold. And then, nice deep sigh. Now let's just do it again. Inhale through your mouth, or just a nice deep inhale all the way to, but this time below your navel. Hold. Then another just deep exhalation through your mouth. Just to where you can just not have to focus on anything except feeling the particles of light, the particles of oxygenation coming in through your body. This time, let's inhale through your mouth, all the way down through your upper legs. Then exhale, just a nice deep sigh. Because the sigh, you're releasing eons and eons of energy buildup, tightness, constrictedness, memories that literally take up space in your body, your mind, and your consciousness. Let's take another deep breath in through the mouth, all the way down into your calves and into your feet. Let's stop at your feet, not the earth and all that. We don't want to clear the earth through your body. A nice deep sigh, nice deep exhale. Let's do it again, all the way through your torso, your shoulders, your arms, your neck, your head. Just letting everything here start to connect just in through your mouth. Hold for a moment, then releasing all that buildup and all that tension. Just to where you can start to feel the vibrational frequencies in your body become infused with all these particles of light, particles of consciousness, lighting up, opening up, amplifying, and accelerating up right here, right now. There's no rules, no tension, no counting. There's nowhere for the mind to get involved, nowhere for the ego to creep in. Because every sigh, you're releasing the emotion and the energy behind the ego perceptions that has given it power. So right now, we're just taking your power back, taking your body back, taking your life back. And now, this time, let's reel it in a little bit to where now let's inhale through your nose, all the way down through your solar plexus for the count of 9. Hold for the count of 9. And then, like you're gently trying to blow out a candle, exhaling through your mouth for the count of 9. Now let's do it again. Let's inhale as high as you can, ideally to the count of 12 in through your nose, all the way down to your pelvic girdle. Hold for the same number. And now just through your mouth, like you're trying to gently blow a candle out the wick, exhaling just as slow as you can. Ideally, if you inhaled and held for 12, let's see if we can exhale for 14. We don't need any buildup of gases in the system. But I want you to be aware of your exhale. You're exhaling toxins, waste. You're exhaling toxic relationships. You're exhaling pain, childhood pain, trauma, drama, chaos. Everything that has not been in harmony with you in your heart. And now, let's all just put a door in front of you. Now, just letting the body, now that we're switching brain chemistries, now we're just letting the body breathe for you. And now, putting a doorway in front of you of your own creating. You can make it as neat as you want, or you can make it as simple as you want. You can make it wood, metal, whatever calls to you. Now, let's walk through that door. But before we do, let's ask right now, behind this door, I wish to see, become aware of the most intense live stream that I've had that is still affecting my current live stream. In any way that is not benefiting me, that is not beneficial to my joy, my happiness, and my feeling, experiencing the love that I am fully, thoroughly, and completely. So it could have been at the beginning of first separation. It could be your last live stream. It doesn't really matter. But the live stream that is most affecting derogatorily your live stream right now. And now let's welcome forth your angelic, your archangelic, and ascended host realms right now. So let's take another breath. Inhale through the nose, hold at your pelvic girdle. Now, a deep primal sigh, as deep as you can muster up. And as that sigh is letting out all that toxin, waste, tension, let's welcome forth your angelic, archangelic, ascended host realms that are all around you anyways. So you can start to become more aware of them, experiencing them more, feeling them more. They're always there. Sometimes it may seem more distant, sometimes it may seem closer, dependent upon what you're buying into, what you're identified with, and what you're experiencing in a body on a planet. So right now, that we're chucking all that to the wind, let's ask them to come in clearer, stronger, more, more direct, as a direct connection, and welcoming forth the rest of yourself, your higher levels, your creator levels, your manifest levels, and the rest of you as creator and the unique facet that you are of creator. welcoming that in, welcoming it forward. Lighter, brighter, clearer, and sharper. And right now, let's let it come forth and let's walk through that door now that we're with our family, our true family, well beyond genetics and biological. The family that loves you, talks to you with love, treats you with love, embraces you with love, has no agenda for you, to you, or projected upon you. Now let's walk through that door with our family. And at first you may see black. Cool. That's the mixture of all colors, emptiness or fullness, your call. It's different for everyone. But now let's ask you to become clearer and clearer the life stream that is affecting your current life stream the most, that's playing out there. Let's just walk right into it with our family. Let's let archangels, angelic realms lead the way. Clear the decks for you, as they do with traffic and everything else when you ask them to. Parking spots, grocery stores, you're letting them do what they do for you. Now let's let them clear the way. Now let's just go into that live stream, just standing right here, right now, in that live stream, somewhat as the third person right now. And as we're there, let's just gaze down at our body inside this doorway to look at, what skin tone do I have? What garb am I wearing? How's my body at that time? What skin color? What is it, male? Is it female? Is it hairy? Is it not hairy? What am I seeing as I look down? What am I experiencing as I feel down? And let's just look around now at what's going on all around. Whom's there? Whom's not there? What era? What garb am I wearing in that era? To where now, and it's kind of interesting, it's very interesting because your body will respond. You'll experience all these different experiences in your body through your soul level Akashic record realms in this experience, through your multidimensionality. So let's look at what's going on around. Is there fighting? Is there battling? Is there screaming? Is our dear ones being dismembered? Is it dear ones being overtaken? Is it just a feeling of loneliness, despair, all out in a field by yourself? No one else inside as you're starving or becoming dehydrated, whatever it may be for you. Doesn't have to be overly chaotic, doesn't have to be overly simplified. It's just what's going on around that you're becoming aware of. And now, let's ask that yourself be shown what part you're playing in that live stream, what you're doing. Are you a husband? Are you a wife? Are you a kid? Are you an adult? Are you a kid pretending to be an adult? Are you in the castle? Are you in a dungeon? Are you on, now humanity calls it death row, but at that time in your cell waiting to be executed? Are you running for your life with your kids, with your children, your partner? Or are you in a like a swampy area of forest trying to hide away from the captors that has you constantly this life keep running and running, just not running from what, whom, not having any clue why you're running, you're just running. Are you wearing a cardinal hat like from the Catholic Church that's created all these perceptions that money is evil and money is the root of all evil? Is it the rape, pillage, plunder? Are you a nomad? Are you a barbarian? or a barbarianess. So let's just really get in touch, ask to be shown whom or what part you're playing there. Now, many don't like to hear this, but the truth is the truth. Many like to hear they were a fairy goddess or on and on, but, you've been the victim and you've been the victimizer. It's a fact. Such is karma. You've been male, you've been female, you've been in between. So right now, let's let yourself present in front of you, even your soul family, your soul group at that time. Now, let's welcome that facet of you forward. Let's welcome them back to you, cleared and purified. So right now, let's strip them down. Let's strip yourself down of all the costumes, all the makeups, of everything you're wearing, on and on. Let's welcome back that soul fragmentation to yourself, cleared and purified for yourself right now. Welcoming back your wholeness, unblemishedness, purified, divinitized, opened up, and amplified right here, right now, cleared and purified for you, within you, and through you. And now, let's close that door behind us. Let's walk back through that door with that part of you back intact, welcoming back all your energy, all your power, your soul fragmentations from that experience and that incarnation back to yourself, cleared and purified. And now, let's walk right back through that door with your angelic, archangelic, ascended host realms, the rest of your entourage, manifest levels, creator levels, your higher levels, the part of you that's vibrating at a much higher frequency that's still merging into your body. And now let's just take a breath, coming back to right here, right now. The next exhale, how blessed I am. The door closing behind you to where just right here, right now, we can be here as we're here, opening our eyes. Now let's ask ourselves, how much of the debris from that live stream had I been adopting in this live stream? Fighting, anti-female, anti-male, anti-black, anti-Indian, pro all the above, but afraid of heights, on and on and on. How has that been affecting you now? Because this is where self-understanding is very important, where you understand why you were doing what you were doing when you were doing it, because that's almost to bringing it to completion. The next part to bringing it to completion is finding the benefit of why you were doing what you were doing, even at that time, how it has assisted you to become who you are today. All of it has served you. It may have made you more independent, may have made you, because guilt was so horrendous, it made you be better of the highest of integrity to avoid the sensation of guilt. It may have had you look at and actually see flowers in the field rather than having your eyeball tunnel vision on $100 bill. That literally pushes it away. It doesn't welcome it in. Where now you can even resolve in yourself. Money is not the root of all evil. Guns are not killing people. People are killing people. What people do with the money, and they're the ones that are willing to sell their soul for money, that's about their action, words, and deeds behavior. Money's just a piece of paper. A gun is just metal. A knife is just metal, steel. Now, to where you can really see it for what it is now, which is about your freedom. The rest is about your one's action, words, and deeds. Then taking a breath, bring your hands in front of your heart. On the exhale, another deep sigh. Pushing your feet into the forward, the palms together, namaste, which does mean the spirit in me honors the spirit in you. Now we can say it means that I, as creator, honor creator in which you are. Was that fun?
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Very powerful. We are whole. There's clarity, there's a vibrancy now, there's that deeper understanding. Wow, thank you.
Yeah, so the last part there, Lauren, was the many missed this part, unfortunately, but it's so important you find the benefit of
Yes,
the situation.
that,
Everything has a benefit.
yes,
Mm.
and we are all stronger beings because of that.
More
Now,
perseverance too.
that we're able to recognize where we were getting snagged up, like
Mhm.
recognize the snag, but then to see the benefit of that snag made me, in my experience, really strong.
Yeah.
Um, cool.
And so it adds to your perseverance, your individuality, but now your amount of clarity that you can offer, facilitate, assist, but also have the compassionate understanding with.
Yes. So much more peace in this moment. So
Hmm.
much more peace.
Yeah.
Uh, and really feeling a sense of an embodiment of deeper connection.
Hmm.
Yes,
And have more fun than ever with it all.
and have more fun than ever. We are here to have fun. And I won't go into my story, but I cleared some things there, and
Uh-huh.
wow, I'm just feeling really good. And I trust that everyone is feeling really good. I
Mm.
encourage everyone to go back and do that again. At times, I saw more than one life. I saw other lives that were
Exactly.
playing upon the aspect.
Yeah. Because the aspect happens, and then you have many live streams at times, multidimensionally or afterwards, per se, for the sake of understanding, that are all playing out simultaneously to try to get you to wake up to realize that first time when you decide made all these decisions about yourself, the rest are just repeat. It's kind of like a dear one that's 103 years old now. They were actually developed by about age 8. The rest is just repetition. Trying to wake up from it.
That is multidimensional awareness.
Yeah.
If we are able to do practices like this,
Mm.
investigate our own soul, our own feelings and traits that we carry in this lifetime that come from our soul's experience in other lifetimes.
Mm.
If however people responded to this, if they didn't get much, if they got a lot, it's all perfect. And
Mhm.
we'll get better at it. But this is a beautiful example of what it means to become multidimensional, one aspect, and to
Exactly.
from that, to heal, to truly heal.
Yeah,
Cool.
and one thing I ask is that, okay, listen to it, get what you can from it, but then listen to it, just turn it on in the background where you're listening but not listening, because that's where you're taking in the vibrational frequencies that are going to go a lot further than what you're scanning with your mind.
Yes. The word gentle comes to mind as well.
Yeah.
Gentle, gentle with others, gentle with others, because there's no more need to be jealous or fearful, you know?
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you again.
Oh, and you too. Always, always gorgeous. It's always such an honor and a privilege.
Oh, we absolutely love the frequency that you put us in. And again, we thank you. And I know that you do a lot of teachings. People are going to want to work with you. So I want to invite our viewers to scroll down on this webpage and check out this unique special offer from William. It is the alignment and embodiment of your higher self. And this is a package that you can download and begin to work with. Tell us a little bit more about this. Thank you.
Yeah, oh, always. And with the offer, it's so much fun because number one, even with one-on-ones, I mean, number one, we start clearing out debris, entities, energies, thought forms, vows, conscious agreements, on and on. And then going into more quantum leaping you within your life stream, you within your unfoldments and your own vibrancy, and then becoming open and receptive to all of you, but also open and receptive to the quadrillions of different ways the universe can give to you. And I'm referring to your higher levels, your creative levels, but I'm also referring to your physical, tangible levels. So where you go through activations, clearings, and removing the barriers, the blockages on all levels that have kept things distant from you that you're asking for, but it's like removing the debris that's like two magnets, keeping two magnets apart, and to where it's removing that to where you can actually be free and clear, lighter, more vibrant, and more physical stamina and energy, but also more experiential, to be beginning to let yourself receive more and more of yourself, then also clearing out the Akashic record rounds, which is what we played with that activation, is going through the soul level journey or Akashic record realms, but clearing out and resolving all of this, and then becoming free that all of everything that holds you back and down, and without going into battle mode, becoming fearless. And even it's like the fear that holds you hostage, and being able to see the truth, the reality behind it all, rather than just all the filtered, colorful perceptions of it all, and so much more to have fun with it.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that special package.
And eons of activations as well, and accelerations.
Cool. People can work with that. And we know that as you work with it one time, you can come back another time and receive
Yeah.
benefits as it's a evolutional spiral of healing and wholeness and overcoming all the aspects and issues, becoming whole.
And
Yes.
it's so interesting, Lauren, because like you watch it, you listen to it, you engage with it, but then you come back a week later and it's like, I just did all that, but this is like something totally different now.
Mhm.
So it's like it's multidimensional layered.
Yes. We've got so much clearing to do.
And enjoyment to be had.
Yes, and so happy clearing, everyone. And we're so grateful for these clearing tools and practices, and we're so grateful for your wisdom. We are grateful for you incarnating on this planet to assist us. Thank you.
Oh, oh, always, always. And thank you. And I'm so grateful to get to play together big time.
Final thoughts as we say goodbye, William.
Yeah, the final thoughts would be to give yourself permission to experience love, not just another four-letter word, not just the confusion with many believe they fall in love, but you don't fall in love, you arise to love. So from here, you're stepping it out of the cesspool of emotions and you're going direct with true love and communion that is not judgment based. It's literally unconditionally based, but is also your birthright.
Beautiful. Thank you for this conversation on the quantum human. You are a quantum human, and we are feeling the same. Thank you, William. Thank you.
Oh, and you too, Miss Lauren, and can't wait to get to play it again soon. And we sure love you guys. Have fun.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Live, love,
Namaste.
and prosper. Hey, all right, Vulcan, mind meld.
Bye, everyone. Remember to give yourself permission to love and have fun. Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste. This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in Unity Consciousness.